Hello, I'm Martin Small and welcome back to Kitchen on the Cut. And today guys, we're actually on the Isle of Anglesey. I don't know if you can see that, but there is actually a lighthouse just behind me. There it is. Yeah, so we're actually on the Isle of Anglesey and we're actually at a place called Penmon today. Now, the reason I brought you down here is that there's some really nice produce to be foraged. There's some sloes growing apparently, so we're gonna, in a few minutes, we're gonna have a walk up and see if we can find some of these sloes to pick. We do want to take them back to the boat, and I am actually after making a sloe gin. So just as we head down to go and get ourselves some of these sloes, I just thought I'd show you Puffin Island. Look at it, it's absolutely amazing. And still today, obviously there's puffins on the island. It's a real sort of protected wildlife sanctuary, and there is actually a little boat. I don't know if you can just see, just pan around there, if you can just see there is actually a boat just doing a little tour out to the island. So you're not actually allowed on the island, but they take a boat out there, and obviously you get quite close to the puffins, and there's normally a couple of seals that are also sort of basking on the little beach you can see there. So yeah, what a fantastic place to come and have a look at. If you're ever down on the Isle of Anglesey, you know, do make sure you come down to Penmon and have a look at this. Okay, so for now anyway, we're going to head off and we're going to find ourselves a few of these sloes. So we're just off to a place where I've been told where there's an absolute abundance of sloes growing. I've always wanted to make sloe gin, something I've not really had the chance to make because they're not the easiest things to find, sloes, unless obviously you know where they're growing. But like I say, I've heard there's an absolute abundance just down here, just down this path. So as soon as we get down there and we find some, we'll let you have a look. Okay, so for now, I'll catch you in a minute. Now, it's this time of year that the nettles, the female plant, starts to develop seeds. Now, I'm just going to pull some of these off and look at those. And these seeds are absolutely brilliant. They're absolutely packed full of vitamins, and they have so many sort of medicinal properties. They can help with a number of different ailments. And if you just pick yourself a good quantity of seeds, dry them out for a few days, you can store these in a jar for up to a year. And I'm going to be doing something with these on the boat. So I'm going to pick a good sort of few handfuls of these, and we're going to take them back to the boat where we're going to be drying them out, and I'm going to be showing you in one of my episodes what we're going to do with these seeds and how they're going to basically add a little bit of bite and a little bit of flavour to one of my soups that I'm going to be making. So anyway, for now guys, I'm going to carry on picking some more of these, and then we're going to go and head off and try and pick ourselves some sloes. So here we are. We found some. There's not loads, but hopefully when we go a little bit further on, we are going to find quite a few more. But yeah, we've certainly found some. So I'm going to start picking them, and just bear with me, and in a few more minutes we'll carry on up this trail, and hopefully I'll be showing you a lot more. Welcome back. We've found a nice little area where we're going to start picking some sloes and blackberries at the same time. It has started to rain as usual. Whenever I seem to film, it always starts raining. I don't know if that's a sign of good luck or bad luck, but anyway, we're going to crack on in a minute, and we're going to carry on sort of getting some of these sloes and these blackberries together, and we're going to take them back and we'll show you what we get later on. Yeah, so there we go. We've not been picking that long, probably only about 15-20 minutes. We've already sort of got half a pound of Sloes together, and probably a quarter of a pound of blackberries. So yeah, that's really good. It's absolutely sheeting it down here, so we're going to carry on picking probably for another 10 minutes, and then we're going to take these back to the car, and I'm going to process them back at the caravan, and finally we'll take them back home, freeze them down, and then we're going to take them on the boat and show you how to make our sloe gin and blackberry compote. Okay, so for now guys, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch up with you soon. Yeah, so we've just stopped off at one of these roadside honesty boxes, and they've got a load of produce in, so yeah, we're just gonna get some, I think. So what have we got? Carrots, fresh beetroot, potatoes, we've got some cucumbers, red cabbage, some sweet corn, some curly kale, and lettuce. So I think I'm going to have a bunch of the carrots. So it's £2. So I'm just going to select a bunch of carrots, which I think we'll go for. I think we'll go for these. So I think we'll have these. And all you do is you just drop your £2 into the box. There's a pound, and there's another pound, and I think that'll do me, to be fair. It's only carrots I really need, but isn't that great? Some nice organic carrots from the roadside. They're definitely going to be organic. I mean, look at that, heads on and everything. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you that. And off we go. So welcome back to this part of the episode. We had a week in Anglesey and we really enjoyed it. It was such a fantastic time. We got some great produce. We did some bit of foraging on Penmon, which you saw earlier on in this episode, and we managed to get ourselves some sloes. Dead difficult to find this time of the year. A lot of the bushes do actually produce the flowers, but they don't actually produce the fruit. So dead lucky with that. So I'm really looking forward to making this sloe gin today. While we were there, we also got some blackberries, which I just couldn't resist picking them. They were exactly, you know, but basically just right near the sloes, so I had to pick some of those. So I came up with another dish that I wanted to show you today, and that is Welsh cakes, and I'm going to be showing you how to make those in a minute. But first of all, we're going to make a blackberry compote, and before that we're going to make our sloe gin. So I look forward to showing you, and we'll get cracking with the sloe gin. So we're going to start making this sloe gin. What do we need? We need the sloes to start off with. I was lucky enough to find roughly a pound of sloes. So I've got my sloes. I also need some sugar. So I've got a pound of sugar there. And I need some gin. Now I've just bought a basic standard supermarket gin. It didn't cost me that much. I think it was £9.99, so that works really well for me. So yeah, that's what we need. So that's the first step. So I'll show you what we're going to do in a second to get this sloe gin going. So when I got my sloes, the first thing I did when I got home, pretty much I picked them on the last day that we left Anglesey, is I put them into the freezer. So they've been in the freezer for just over a week now. What I want to do is I just want to give them a prick with a knife, and that's just going to help with the whole process of making this sloe gin. So I'm just going to crack on now. I'm just going to prick these sloes. I'm going to spread them between two jars. I've got two jars here because I want to separate two batches. I want one batch for Christmas, and then I want to let one batch sort of go on a little bit further, because the longer you do leave it, the better the product, to be honest with you. So I'm going to crack on. I'm going to crack on piercing these sloes, and I'll come back to you in a second when we're nearly finished. So we're nearly there. The sugar's nearly in. Just want to give that a little slight tap down just to level it out. Pretty much half a pound in each jar. So like I say, this whole recipe does take a pound of sugar, a pound of sloes, and 70 cl of gin. just a basic gin. You don't need to spend loads of money on your gin. As long as it's gin and it's a decent volume, then it's going to produce some quite tasty Sloe gin. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So next step is we're going to pour the gin in. So like I say, I've just bought a cheap supermarket gin. There's, you know, it varies in price. Generally you're looking around £10, but it can be a little bit dearer than that. So it's 70 cl I've got here. So literally I'm just gonna, again, guess it a little bit. It's going to be fantastic. You know, we're going to give this minimum, really, 2.5 months. But obviously, the longer you leave it, the better it's going to be. So I think we're nearly there. Pretty much. I'll pour a little bit more in that one, and that one, and we're there. And that is it. So there we have it. Our Sloe gin is now made. Now I'm just literally using these jars because I think they're a great sort of way of storing the Sloe gin. I mean, you can use use like kilner jars and stuff like that, but unfortunately I've not got any at the moment as they're storing other produce. So yeah, so I'm using these jars. They're quite cheap. You can buy them from a few supermarkets, like literally a couple of pounds each. So that works really great. So yeah, the Sloe gin's made. So what do I want to do now? Basically all I want to do is just start shaking that up a little bit and just get that sugar starting to work. As you can see, it's already starting to turn colour. Turn a little bit of pinky, a little bit of purpley, should I say. So yeah, I'm just invigorating these jars a little bit just to help with the process. And that's it. That's it. That's how to make Sloe gin. Dead easy, dead simple. Took me literally under 20 minutes to make, and we're gonna be really enjoying some of this at Christmas. So hopefully you'll join me in that episode where I'm going to be making a cocktail out of this Sloe gin. Like I say, it's all forage. It's all, you know, from a beautiful part of the world, Anglesey, Penmon. So if you ever get down there and you're lucky enough around sort of September time, you might find yourself some Sloes and you might be able to make this gin also. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll show you how to make these Welsh cakes. So just in this pan I've just got some blackberries. I've literally just had a little bit of sugar and squeezed lemon juice. That's all we need really for this. I'm literally just making a really quick compote for this. I don't want to sort of take them down into a jam. I just literally want a nice warm blackberry compote to enjoy with my Welsh cakes. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you that first. And if you just bear with me 1 second, we'll move over on to making these Welsh cakes. So I've got my blackberry compote on. That's just cooking away nice and gently. I've just got my heat just turned down to about half there. Again, just cooking on my alcohol stove. So I'm sure you're aware, I don't like really cooking on gas anymore. So into the how to make these Welsh cakes. Right, first of all, what we need to do is we need to get our ingredients together. So Welsh cakes, what are they? Well, they're very similar to a scone, or a scone should I say. Everyone says it differently. But this is what the Welsh miners would have generally taken down the mines with them and kept in the pockets as like a treat, really. So ours is going to be a basic recipe today. Into our recipe, we're just going to be putting some gluten-free flour, some sugar, some butter, some raisins, a little touch of baking powder, some mixed spice, and that is pretty much it. 1 egg and a dash of milk also. So there we go, we've pretty much got the dough now. I've just sort of put some flour onto my work surface, and I just want to sort of just slightly knead it. I don't want to knock too much of the air out of it, but just slightly knead it and just take up any sort of excess moisture in the mix. So I'm just going to spread this flour around a little bit more. And I'm not even going to bother with a rolling pin, to be fair. It's so soft, this. Obviously with it being gluten-free flour, it sort of acts totally different to normal flour. So I'm literally just going to take my mix and I'm just going to pat it out like that. Don't want to go too flat. I want to keep a bit of sort of a bit of height to it. So that's pretty much going to do me, I think. I'm just going to get some of the flour. So here's my first one. Look at that, perfect. Second one. Third one. Fourth one. Squeeze one more out of that. And I think we're just going to bring the mix back together. So there's 5. Should be able to get either 6 or 7 out of the mix. Again, just patting it down. There's one more. So that's number 6. And with number 7, I'm just going to put it into the cutter, press it in. Just trim it off. So I've just turned them over and they're already sort of starting to blacken. That's kind of how you want it. I mean, traditionally these would have been cooked either on a hot stone or on the top of like a griddle. So that's what I'm trying to replicate here today. We've just had 2 minutes on that side, and we're just having another 2 minutes on this side, and hopefully these will be ready. So yeah, total cooking time 4 minutes. But yeah, I'm really happy with how they're looking up to now. So there we go, my last batch, the last 3 going in. We've already got 4 cooked off. So yeah, they're just going to have another minute on this side. I'm going to flip them over, and then hopefully I'll be showing you my full batch of cooked gluten-free Welsh cakes. So there we go, we've got our 6 Welsh cakes. I lost the last one, unfortunately it broke up, so I'm not going to be serving that one. But yeah, really happy with how they've turned out. So there's only one thing that we're going to do now, and that's sit down and try one of these. So yeah, it's been really enjoyable creating these Welsh cakes. I mean, they've turned out just how I wanted them to, really. You've got to remember, obviously, when using gluten-free flour, they are going to be a lot less stable, the elasticity there. But honestly, I'm really happy with those. So there's only one last thing left to do, really. So I'm going to plate myself one of these up. Just lost the top there a little bit. And onto this Welsh cake now, I'm just going to add a little bit of this blackberry compote I've created. I'm just going to spoon a little bit of that mixture on. And look at that, just what you want. Sunday evening, the fire's going, the weather's been okay today, and I've really enjoyed sort of creating these Welsh cakes, especially using blackberries from Penmon and just trying to recreate it in my own version, really. So yeah, thanks for joining me on this episode, and let me have a little go at these. Really good. Yeah, so good. So light as well, really light. Brilliant. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Sloe Gin and Welsh Cakes. We hope you've enjoyed watching this episode, and you know, we've really enjoyed making it. We've enjoyed foraging for the sloes, the blackberries, the nettle seeds also, you know, and we've really enjoyed sort of recreating these gluten-free Welsh cakes, putting my own spin on it. In the next episode, we're going to be exploring some great places in Staffordshire. We've got a great little walk to show you,
a really historic place with a lot of mysteriousness about it. So that's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to going on this walk. We're also going to be exploring a little bit of Buxton. We're going to be getting some great produce, bringing it back to the boat, and we're going to be creating a really fantastic winter soup for you. So for now, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, but there's nothing else left to say other than that's it.